Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited. The Australian Navy cancels its F-35B order. A friend in the aviation news business has gone west. The Aviation Electronics Association publishes its handy avionics guide. I'm Bree Cross. It's July 16th, 2015, and this is Airborne Unlimited. It looks like the F-35B will not be headed down under, as the Australian Navy has reportedly canceled plans to acquire a dozen F-35B aircraft, saying that the modifications needed to the ships on which they would be based are too extensive. The Australian Financial Review reports that the Navy indicated that the assault ships on which the F-35B aircraft were to have been deployed would have needed new radar systems, ILS modifications, and extensive fortifications to decking and other infrastructure to withstand the intense heat of the vertical takeoffs and landings. The hangars, fuel storage, and fuel delivery systems on the ships would also have required major modifications. All that being considered, the planned acquisition was quietly dropped, according to the report. Pilot Getaways magazine editor John Kounis has unexpectedly gone west, according to George Kounis, his brother and publisher of the magazine. George posted a message saying that, quote, "All of us at Pilot Getaways have a heavy heart today. Our editor, John Kounis, my brother, business partner, and best friend, passed away suddenly and unexpectedly this morning," end quote. According to a bio posted on the magazine's website, John was recognized as an expert in recreational destinations for private pilots. An avid pilot, he amassed more than 5,000 flight hours over the last 20 years, visiting more than 50 countries from Zimbabwe to Norway and Canada. For the magazine, he continued to crisscross the country in search of exciting destinations. In addition to flying 90% of the photo missions for Pilot Getaways, he was responsible for all magazine content and frequently gave speeches about the best fly-in destinations. Jim Campbell and all of us at ANN pass along our condolences to John's family. After the break, AEA's new pilot guide to avionics debuts at AirVenture.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
The KSN 770 is an affordable, WAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, Navcom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. When you combine the complexity and variables involved in aviation avionics, and add to that the requirement for ADS-B out by 2020, you need some sort of guide for it to make any sense at all. Well, now you've got one. Published annually by the Aircraft Electronics Association, the 2015-2016 edition of the Pilot's Guide to Avionics will be unveiled with free distribution at AirVenture. AEA staff members will distribute thousands of free copies to pilots and aircraft owners at the AEA's AirVenture. This year marks the 13th annual edition of the Pilot's Guide to Avionics, a consumer's directory loaded with educational articles, timely information, and data about avionics technologies. The publication helps pilots and aircraft owners make better buying decisions and locate nearly 1,300 AEA member companies in 43 countries, including government-certified repair stations around the world. Paula Dirks, AEA president, said in part, quote, "The AEA staff looks forward to assisting and visiting with our friends in the pilot community throughout the week in Hangar B at AirVenture," end quote. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero Community Update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. If you're looking for one of the oldest membership aviation organizations in the United States, you might be surprised when you find out that it is the Academy of Model Aeronautics, known to all of us as the AMA. The AMA forms the very foundation of all organizations that have since been formed to promote and protect our endeavors in aviation and aerospace. Founded in 1936, the AMA is the official national body for model aviation in the United States. They represent more than 140,000 members that participate in modeling hobbies that range from hand-launched gliders to model rocketry to radio-controlled aircraft. The AMA sanctions more than 2,000 model competitions throughout the country each year, and their promotion of STEM-related educational projects provide a guiding light for young Americans to see the opportunities provided in aviation and aerospace. We at ANN are proud to have the AMA be part of the Airborne Partnership Initiative team. After these messages, a Sling 2 LSA is headed around the world.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Now certified, Aspen Avionics single-band ADS-B ATX100 and ATX100G transceivers are the next-gen ADS-B solution that provides the features pilots need while keeping flyaway costs low. Check it out now at aspenavionics.com.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. In case you think LSAs are not for cross-country flying, you're wrong. Mark Blythe and Patrick Huang are on their way around the world in the TAF Sling 2 LSA. Starting from South Africa, they are flying westbound and they'll make a stop at EAA AirVenture. GAMA has praised EASA's decision to adopt certification specifications for standard changes and standard repairs. The long-awaited approach will simplify the process of making standard changes and repairs to a broad swath of GA aircraft in Europe. Gulfstream Aerospace has expanded its service center in Brunswick, Georgia, with the opening of a newly constructed hangar. The nearly 110,000 square foot hangar at Brunswick Golden Isles Airport complements an adjacent Gulfstream maintenance facility and completion center. AirVenture attendees can meet the women who are building tomorrow's space exploration programs. 7 NASA rocket scientists will participate in the forum on Friday, July 24th. The innovators will address their careers, current NASA mission plans, and answer audience questions. The 2015 AirVenture app is now available for download on iOS and Android devices. Use the map to navigate the grounds, discover attractions, workshops, and forums, visit over 800 exhibitors, and never miss a moment with features like Near Me or Happening Now. Well, that's our trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. The Association of Flight Attendants, known as the AFA, is conducting a system-wide day of action today to support negotiations for a fair contract as United Airlines reports record profits. The union says United has failed to reach a unified labor contract with its 24,000 flight attendants, despite a boast by United Chief Executive Jeff Smisek, following the airline's October 2010 merger with Continental, that he would complete joint contracts with all workers by the end of 2011. The AFA International President Sarah Nelson said, quote, "While passengers and crew members alike are suffering from this incomplete merger, We will march for a fair contract and call on United management to fix this mess of an incomplete merger. Nelson added, "We're calling flight attendants across the industry to join us," end quote. The countdown to AirVenture 2015 is well underway, with only 4 days to go until the official opening on Monday, July 20th. But you don't have to wait until then to tune in to innovations at AirVenture. Over the last week on Airborne Unlimited, we've been talking about our program that's planned to run on Saturday, July 18th, called AirVenture Innovation Preview. And there's a good reason to be proud of what we've put together. It will highlight the innovative products that have the buzz factor this year. However, as they say, as seen on TV commercials, but wait, there's more. The AirVenture Innovation Preview is a new and exciting part of our AirVenture coverage, but that doesn't mean we're forgetting for 1 minute about reporting on what is going on every day at AirVenture. This is where our daily Airborne Unlimited programming really comes into play. Each day, Airborne Unlimited will be expanded to include insights to the daily news at AirVenture that only we can provide. The ANN crew will be working to produce programming and video that makes you feel like you're there. If you are there, we'll be covering subjects that you may not have seen. We're going to have a great time at EAA AirVenture 2015. Please join us. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.